Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings. Welcome back to episode 167
That energy.
of the Nintendo Shack podcast. My name's Donnie. I'm joined here in the shack, as I am each week, by Rebecca, the Forest Minish.
Hello.
And Garrett, the Blandest Explosion.
Are we in NPR or something?
That's what I was kind of going
We need
for.
more energy. We need to put a little pep in it.
I got nothing, guys. I got nothing. I really got... This is one of those weeks where you do a podcast and you're like... I was sitting on the couch like 20 minutes ago and I was like,
yeah.
Why do I do this? Just all like self-introspective, just...
It's like, wait, why do I do so much work?
Has it been a long day, Donnie?
Yeah, I mean, all of my days... I feel like a broken record. All of my days feel long the past couple weeks, but yeah, just today, I'm just tired. I'm tired. We had a long weekend, and successfully doing the Gaming for Guru stuff and then all this stuff at work. So I feel like I need like a day or two off. That's how I feel. I haven't really had a weekend, right? So I feel like I've just been going for a minute. So I'm just a little tired. Rebecca, we have a proposal for you, a marriage proposal in the chat.
Oh, no.
So if you want to look into that, if you're looking for suitors, there's no picture of a ring or anything. So come stronger next time. You can't come in here with that weak
Up
game.
Your game.
Show me the diamonds.
We don't have really... We're scraping the barrel on the news front this week. So we'll see how long the show goes. But before we get into what we're playing, let's thank those that support us over at Patreon. So thank you, Michael Masick, Barry Cathcart, Edwin Callow, Nick Creature, who just joined the Discord, Rude Days 93, Ben Moxham, Rob Emanuel, Nick Fallhaber, Paul Calicote, Kyle Heyman, Grouchy Surge, Chris M., Devin Tyus, and Josh Borboni. Rebecca, what you been playing?
Before I say what I've been playing, I want to just thank everybody again who came out for the Gaming for Guru and donated and just hung out with all of us as we streamed. It was such a huge success. I feel so good about the community and how supportive everybody was. So I just...
Beyond my wildest
thanked you guys,
imaginations.
so many times already, but cannot thank enough how awesome that was.
We started it, they were like 8,000. And we're like, guys, what if we got them to 10? What if we got them to 12? And then after the first couple of days, we're like, what if we got to 15? And then I was like, man, could you imagine if we got to 17? And it just continues to keep going. And I mean, it's incredibly cool.
It was.
I have been trying like crazy to find an Xbox Series S unsuccessfully so far.
Because you gave yours away?
No, I'm not going to give Jack's away. Although I will, you know what? A touching story. I told him, all right, completely unrelated, but I'm going to just hijack this because it's a good tangent.
Yes.
Yeah, we need a tangents in the show. So I can't find a Series S. They're like out of stock, and they're not coming in stock either. So today I told Jack, I was like, look, we promised these people that we give them a Series S for donating. I was like, what if I can get a Series X? I'll give you the X, and then we'll send your S on.
Wow.
And he really didn't want to do that. He really likes his Series S. Like, it's his console. He likes the controller. It's white. But he said that he would. So today I set out to get an X and I couldn't get one either. Like there were stocks going up, but like they weren't there. I was there. I was at Walmart. I was at GameStop. I was at Best Buy. They weren't there.
I had the same experience. I was trying to get a PS5 today. It says we're going up at 12 o'clock.
And as soon as 12 hits, it's 12:10. And then at 12:10, it's 12:20. It's at 12:20, it's 12. You're like, where are they?
And eventually,
you guys
it's
understand my GPU problems now.
God, I'm trying like crazy to get one. So I feel bad. Whoever wins this Series X might be getting like an IOU or a check. Might just be me writing them a check. It's like
I'm sure they'll understand how long it was.
I can't find one. I'm trying.
Yeah. For the past, I guess so, since our last show was more than a week ago now. I started Ori and the Blind Forest finally.
Nice.
The last time we chatted. This game is so beautiful. I
Yeah.
don't know what's happened more. Me saying, wow, this game is beautiful, or me dying. One of those numbers.
Dying a lot. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
numbers are both
Mhm.
very high. It's so beautiful. The music is so peaceful.
How was the intro?
Well, okay, so I played the demo a while ago, so I kind of knew
okay.
that happened, and that was like spoiled for me anyway. Like I knew that was going to happen, but I know that there's more, really intense moments later on, and there have been. I'm not a huge person that's into platformers or Metroidvanias,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to be more. So this is really, really challenging, my skills, in this particular genre. But Ori is so cute. I think the world is designed so well.
The music.
I think all of the music, his abilities, I think, each one keeps building upon. I know that's like the point of Metroidvania is it allows me to go to more places, allows me to do more things, but it's in a really natural progression type thing. It doesn't feel like it's all over the place. It feels like I'm making progress, not I'm getting lost just for the sake of getting lost.
Sure.
Ori's so cute.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really like this game. I think I'm about halfway through it, maybe a little bit more. I'm not too sure. There's some scary parts too.
Mhm.
I just got through the part with the Misty Woods. I loved that part of the
That was a good
game
part.
where you're going through it. It's sort of like Lost Woods type thing, and then the forest changes, and
Yep.
I'm getting dizzy because everything's all wiggly. Yeah, cool game. I am glad that I
Cool art.
cool
Yeah.
art.
Hey, man. Cool art. Let's keep on playing the game.
Glad that I was convinced to play this one before Will of the Wisps, which I am even more looking forward to playing that now.
I think the first one is a bit more. It leans a bit more on the platforming
Yeah.
and finding areas, and the second one leans a bit more, skews a bit more towards the combat.
I think I'll like that a little bit more because
I
I
did.
just had such a hard time with platforming. I didn't grow up with.
And I like
you know,
platforming, but
genre.
platforming is more. It's just. I mean, obviously it is. It's a traversal mechanic, so it's one of those things I just kind of take for granted. You know, it's kind of like it's what you do, but I want combat. And that's the fun part. So the second one I enjoyed. I think that's a big part of the reason why I enjoyed the second one more than the first.
Well, I put it on easy, and I still have over 200 deaths already.
Well, that's a lot.
I do. I told
Wow.
you I'm bad. I am told you I'm
On
bad.
easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow.
But I don't think easy changes. All of my deaths are on the platforming parts. It's not
Yeah.
on
Oh, okay,
the
yeah.
combat or anything. I do appreciate though that it really doesn't take you back very far. It gives you plenty of chances to save. Even if you haven't saved,
Does.
sometimes it doesn't take you back too far. So it
Yeah.
really isn't punishing when you die. It's just quick. You don't have to wait for it to load again. That
It's
would
very
frustrate me if
snappy.
it took a
Yeah.
long time. It's very quick.
Are you playing on Switch?
I am, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Very pretty. I'm glad I'm playing this.
The fluidity, the movement. I really want that collector's edition. I just couldn't.
It's a lot of money, dude.
It's a lot.
It is, yeah. I might get a plush of Ori just because
I wanted one of those as well. And
Very cute.
I want one of those. Did you see? I see the music boxes they sent out.
Yes.
I would
Rick Minotti
pay
had
a
one.
lot of money for those. I would
So
pay a lot of
cool.
money for one of those, just to have.
Where did they
This
get them?
Last of Us thing. I should just go for a change and just make it all Ori.
How did they get them?
Maybe.
I think they just sent them out promo to just in certain influencers.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Damian
They
and
always
Jeff
get
got
those
one,
not for
but
sale.
we don't get one. Rebecca, become
Rebecca.
more famous. Get me one of those music boxes.
I'll do my best.
Come on, reach out to them and be like, "Hello, I'm Rebecca.
Talk to your
And
contact.
then just send it to
15,000 followers. I need a music box." I'm sure
Like
they'll give
right
you
now.
one.
I can try.
I'm sure they'll give you one. They'll be like, "Do you want a collector's edition too?"
Can you show it off on your Twitter?
Promote it to my followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Be like, "I
Maybe.
want to play Will the Wisp if only they gave me a music box."
Oh,
And then do
yeah.
a thinking
Never mind
and like
the fact that I already
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah, do one of those. Look up in the thing and think real hard.
tag the game studio. Just,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But that's really all I've been playing. For Switch.
I have been playing Scott Pilgrim. That game, that movie you don't like so much. I've been playing that video game. I'm almost done with 2 runs through. I talked about it on Empire last night. Really happy that it's back. Made me all kinds of warm inside. Got the collector's edition from Limited Run. Cannot wait for it to arrive. got the KO edition from Limrun,
Yeah.
I might imagine, or I should say. So I got the tickets and the drumsticks and the guitar pick, and I get this amazing little display with all of the bands playing, and it plays music. It's amazing. So I've been doing that, but on the Switch side, I got 2 games that I've been playing way more than I anticipated. The first one is called Wrestling Empire. This is from M. Dickey. This game has been on, I think it's on iOS, and it's like a PC port and stuff. Like if you look it up, there's YouTube videos and stuff. It just came to Switch the week before last. And it is basically aimed at being one of those old wrestling games from the 64 era, those golden age of wrestling games. And it plays a lot like them. Not exactly the same, but a lot like it. It's basically, if you imagine like a port of one of those games came to the Switch, that's how it really plays. And it's absolutely hilarious. It's $20, and it's so much better than it has any merit of being. It's so much better than that. It looks old. Have you guys seen the screenshot? I know I've shared a few screenshots and clips and stuff on Twitter, and you can see in the Discord. It looks old. That's the other side
Like
of it.
simple textures.
It was made to look like a 64 wrestling game. That's exactly what they're intending, what they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. But what they've done, I want to say it's got like some witty magic to it. So the writing in the game, it has a campaign where you pick one of the wrestlers from one of the wrestling companies. There's like 12 wrestling companies in the game. It's not just centered on one company like the old ones were. It's like all of them. And here's the thing, though. They have these dumb, punny spoofs on like all these old wrestlers and old wrestling companies. So they don't have the actual license to WCW, but then they have like, they call it like CWC or something, like it's all backwards and everything, and they've got the same people, right? You see the character and everything.
They just rip everything off.
Like
but they just parodied everything. But the writing is hilarious. So you pick anybody and you just start wrestling, and you go through these matches, right? And you win or lose. And then they have these little promos where like your tag team partner will turn on you and just start beating the crap out of you. And you've got to fight like 3 people. Or this one time I had to be the special referee. So I had to actually ref the match, which you can count, but you can count like fast, or you can count slow. You can just beat up the other guy. You can just beat up somebody if you want. And then but how you do that will dictate what happens. So I totally screwed this one team out of the win, and then they turned on me. And that set up they set up a whole feud. So I had to wrestle them both, and then I had to get a tag team partner.
Oh my gosh.
Then I changed wrestling companies. I went to Super Lucha Libre, which is a spoof on AAA wrestling in Mexico. Yeah. And when I signed a contract with them, the guy that runs their promotion, he took away my creative control. Do you guys know anything about wrestling?
Not much.
Okay.
Not much. No.
Creative control in the wrestling business is a talent's ability to have some sort of say in the on-air storyline. So like a famous example is Hulk Hogan in WCW in the 90s had a full creative control clause in his contract, which means if Hulk Hogan didn't want to lose, he didn't lose. Like he could just dictate his own outcome, right? So the game took away my creative control. You know what that made them do? They started changing my moves. The promotion started changing the clothes that I wore. They started changing who my partners were.
What is this game?
It was like the GM was totally screwing me over, but I signed the contract, so I can't get out of it. I have to wrestle through it. So all of the customization options are grayed out because I have zero creative control. So I'm in the room with him, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about wearing this suit?" And you're like, "No, it's not my style." And he's like, you think it's funny that you have a say? I have you on contract. You're going to put it on anyway. And then the match starts and you're wearing this dumb outfit.
That sounds really cool.
Amazing, right? I was like, this is so much better than it has any, it's so much on a level like that. Mm-hmm. It's very entertaining and dumb. Oh, the funnest dumb. You can throw dynamite at people. And they blow up, like blood splatters across the ring.
I just look at the graphics. It looks like it's from the N64.
Exactly. It's very easy to play. It does have difficulty settings, I think. I'm just playing at whatever it is. But like, you just smash the punch button and win if you want. But that's not the fun part, right? The fun part's like using all the tables and the belts and stuff. And it's easy to pick up. They have a tutorial. The tutorial doesn't teach you everything. So some of the things I had to kind of just learn. Like, that's one thing that I think could be better. Menus, options. The tutorial could be a little more in depth, especially if you start thinking about more complicated things, like going through tables, using stuff on the outside, rules, match rules, and things like that. But long story short, I mean, the one thing that I really wish it had is I wish I could unlock most of the rosters locked. So I, like a lot of people, I can't play with, which means I can't edit them. I would love to just edit everybody and rename them all the real names and put that work in, and then I would have a wrestling game that I would play forever. I got to earn that, apparently, so I can't unlock it. I know on PC there's a cheat code. I've already looked it up, but I haven't seen that cheat code surface for Switch yet. So I'm on the lookout for that, because I don't, we've talked about this Smash Ultimate. That does nothing for me. I hate that. I'm just like...
You want to play as who you want to play as.
Yeah, it's like, you're just stopping me from doing what I want to do in this video game. But once I get there, I'm really happy that I bought this. This was... I've been following it for a while. To be honest with you, I did not think it was going to be any good. I thought it was going to be awful. When I was looking at the screenshots and everything, I was like, this can't be good. And then, but I do know there's a lot of people on YouTube and Twitch, like people stream it and stuff on PC, and there's a small community for this game.
Cool.
And this was the game that I got. You guys remember there was that Walmart deal where you could get $70 for 50 or for whatever. Like, it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
you could get like a free $20 was what it was.
I
actually got that. Yeah.
I got 3 of them. And this was one of my $20 like freebies. I was like, I just get this game for free now.
Nice.
And I got it, and I'm having a blast. It's so dumb.
And you're surprised by it.
I'm so like, yeah.
It's worth the money.
I refused to wear the outfit that my tag team partner was wearing. So he quit the team, and I had to wrestle a handicap match 2-on-1, which I lost. And then he came out and screwed me over. Like, he came out in the match and hit me, and I lost, and then set up a feud between me and him. That's that kind of logic. That is so wrestling. And that's
so
not
creative,
that's
too.
not in wrestling games. Like even WWE's games don't have that kind of creative, and it's in this game. And I think the way that it looks like a 64 game just makes it all that more charming when you see it, because it just looks so dumb.
I like that about it.
when they do these promos, right? They don't have voice acting, right? So it has like this comic panel that comes up with this Comic Sans, like with this font. And it just looks so, it's like, like old Batman, and, it's like, da-na-na-na-na-na, bam! It's just, what is this
Super
game?
cheesy.
It's super cheesy.
That's
Love
good
it.
stuff.
They put me in this dumb hat, and I came out with these, like, pink pants. It's just like, this is awful. And, like, the whole point is you just keep, you keep wrestling, and you build up your rep. And the more rep you have, the more money you make, and then eventually you'll climb the ladder of these companies. And in between, they don't have cutscenes, but in between they have like these little news stories. They have dirt sheets, which is a part of wrestling culture, where they'll talk about like agents that have left one company and went to another, or who's coming back from injury, or who's turned on who. And then they actually have like promotion wars, where like which promotion is getting like more rankings or more ratings, TV ratings. And then they fluctuate. So there's like this whole sim thing going on.
It sounds more in depth than like a indie wrestling game would be.
Yes, it is.
Or more than a wrestling game in general.
In general.
It is.
I hear all these wrestling games as of late, like just being trash, just like terrible. And then I just hear this, I'm like, this sounds pretty awesome. It makes me want to like look up this game.
It does, and I
see
don't
how
even
it
like
is.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Froggy in the chat, it's called Wrestling Empire. And yes, I cannot believe a video game took away my creative control. And like that works in wrestling.
Like right there.
Yeah, like, man, that's good stuff. The other game that I got was Mutant Football League. It was on sale. I've had it on my wish list for a long time. Have either of you played this game?
No. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't ever played it.
Yeah, I've played it once at MomoCon, actually. I played a demo of it. I got it on Switch because, I wanted sports games. I like sports games. I'm always kind of champing Madden to make its way to Switch. And I've had this on my list for a while, but I never thought that I would actually like it. It's like Blitz, I guess, is the easiest way of kind of conveying it to somebody. It's a very arcadey style football game where you play as like demons and ogres and xenomorphs and stuff like that. What I did not know about this game is that it spoofed the NFL as much as it did. I played as the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my goodness, that's just too close,
What
man.
were the Eagles?
They're called the Philly Evils.
Oh.
Oh,
Everybody has like this spoof, and all of the players' names are spoofed. So like Nick Chubb from the Browns was called Nick Chubby, and it was I think it was Maker Minefield, and it's all like very punny dumb
Wow.
like that. Every person on the entire roster is like that, and I got it for $9.99 and came away really surprised after my first day of playing it. That is a competent football game. Like playing Madden. It's not nearly as actiony as Blitz, although you can ramp up the settings to make it so. So if you're wanting like a crazy chaotic game, that game's here for you. They have like these cheat plays where you can like bribe the ref, or you can beat up the ref, or you can like, and like some teams have like these weird gimmick plays where like a person can like electrocute the whole team, or they can like disappear and stuff like that. You can turn them off. So if you want a sim football game, you can make this game bend more that way. And if you want the crazy style arcade game, you can make it bend that way. Every field has like stuff on the ground. So like some of them have like lava pits and some of them have spikes and stuff that you have to navigate while you play. But other than that, you pick plays, you play football. And it looks good. Okay to good. Like it looks, I can imagine what it looks like on Xbox. I can imagine it look a lot better, but on Switch, it looks good. It's a good looking game portably. And for $10, my initial impression after I played it, and I played it for a good 2 or 3 hours the first time I played it, I was like, I should have bought this game a long time ago. Kind of
I
a
don't know
little
why I
upset
thought
that
you. I feel like you played it. I don't know why I thought that you never played it before.
new to me. I never knew that it spoofed the NFL like that. If I had known that, I probably would have. I probably would have got it at launch. I always thought it was like this just weird other thing, right? I never actually thought that it was like that competent of a football game, I guess is the better way of putting it. And it really is. It's a pretty decent football game. Best football game on Switch. It's better than Football Heroes Turbo, which is more like tech football. This is like a legit Madden game.
Cool.
Meets Space Jam kind of. I don't know. It's kind of feels like you're playing the Monstars at the time. It's like, what the hell's going on? But two indie-ish, lesser known games that I am having a ball with, and I'm glad I got it on sale. It was $9.99. I think when it launched, it was like $30 or $40. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
Pixel in chat says there's a demo for Wrestling Empire.
Yes, there is.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You guys can
I'll try
try
that
it.
out.
Tempting.
Free stuff.
Who are you, Garrett?
So for me, I've been still playing The World Ends With You on my DS or 3DS. It's been pretty good. So every time I play it, I want to play it more and more. I want to figure out the mystery in this game. So like kind of like the premise of it is that you're this guy named Neku. He is just a depressing teenager. He's super dark. He has that personality and character. He gets lost into a world that's kind of like Persona, and like they're kind of like trapped in a game with other players, and they're just called players. And then the Reapers come in and mess with them and try to like basically kill them. But you have to survive 7 days, and then each day you have a mission. And so I'm just going through the storyline right now where I have a mission, and you have to have a partner. So in the first day, my main character was partnered with this girl and had this kind of like this bond or this friendship going on. But so far, I just love how the game has so much character to it. There's so much character development that I didn't even like recognize in the beginning, but like later on as I play, there's just it's just between Neku and his partner, and also with other pairs of people that are trying to just survive this game. Basically, the gameplay is it's a 2D action-based game where it leans heavily on the touchscreen. Basically, it's accommodated for left or right-handed, which is very nice. But so you kind of like move around with the stylus on your left hand, and then you kind of touch like certain buttons or loadouts of pins that does various attacks, or you have certain gestures like swipe up to do an icicle move to like hit the monsters or something like that, which is in the bottom screen with Neku, and then your partner is up in the top screen. So, and you're kind of like going back and forth between these two screens. where you do a bonus attack on the bottom and you're facing the same monsters up top with the other partner, and you're using the face buttons to figure that out. So it's a pretty complicated system. And this game is like, it's like, wow, it's like 12 years old now or something like that. It still plays very well. And the character art's pretty cool. The character art reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts or something like that. Like that 2D cartoonish jagged art. But yeah, I've just been playing it like all the time now. It's just been really, really fun. It's just going through a story.
Is this the one that they're bringing to the Switch?
So they've already brought this to the Switch.
It is. Okay.
Yeah,
How does it work with the touch controls then?
I'm not too sure. I don't think it's touchscreen in
Didn't
that
it have
sense.
like motion controls?
It's motion controls, I think, with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I think turned some people off, if memory serves.
Yeah. It's not. I heard it's not as good on the Switch, and I think there's like maybe a mobile version or something like that too. But I hear the best version is on DS, and that's why I'm playing it on there. But yeah, the new game's coming out this year. Neo World Ends With You, and that should be a 3D action-based game. Should be.
Got it.
I imagine the system is going to be very different for this compared to what was on DS. But I've been having a great time with it. So that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Excellent.
Getting into this week in Nintendo, we don't have a whole lot of news. Resident Evil got dated and came out today, and they had a whole big thing. Not a damn thing was announced for Switch.
Rip.
But all of the Resident Evil games are on sale in the eShop. You can go buy those.
I don't have a single Resident Evil game on Switch, so
A lot of
maybe
people
it's
were
a good
hoping one of the remakes might get a port or cloud versions or something like
Right.
that, and
I
nothing.
heard a big rumor that Resident Evil 4 was going to get a remake, and it didn't.
It's been a rumor since 3. I think a lot of people, and I actually think that rumor is very probably true. I mean, it seems
Yeah.
like the remake business has been good for them. It'll be next year. It kind of seems like
Definitely.
that's what they're doing, is they're working between titles, is remastering an old one,
Makes sense.
which is smart. Yeah, to keep bringing. I think anything that's good deserves to be remade. So just keep it going, keep bringing
Keep
it forward.
a polish on it.
Yeah. I wrote this one down because I think this is cool. Nintendo's confirmed that 3D World and Bowser's Fury will support co-op up to 4 players in Captain Toad levels.
That's interesting.
They made me want to think like I'd be totally down for a multiplayer version of Captain Toad.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Is
lot
there
of
no
fun.
multiplayer mode in that game?
You can play with one person because I played it with Victoria.
Okay.
But 4 people, like if they
Okay.
built it around, I'm thinking like 4 swords kind of Captain Toad fun. That sounds fun. I'd be down for that.
Okay.
But yeah, so when you're playing online, if you're gonna co-op this with 4 friends, you can play through the Captain Toad levels all together. I
Nice.
don't think that's gonna be as cool as it sounds because, like, the Captain Toad levels in 3D World are pretty basic.
Okay.
You know, because they're really built
It's
for one
probably
person.
something that I think would be nice, for families if everybody wants to play together, kind of
Sure.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have the option.
And for folks
Sure.
that didn't get a Wii U and have only had a Switch, they probably won't be impressed by the Captain Toad levels. But when this game came out, that was like one of the coolest things about the game. Like, it was the little Captain Toad levels.
And that's why they have a spin-off game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why they did a game, because I mean it was really
It was
good.
so popular.
Cool.
Apex Legends Season 8 launches on February 2nd. It seems that the folks at Respawn Japan may have released when the Nintendo Switch port will come. On the Japanese version of the trailer, it read at the bottom, and on February 2nd, it will be possible to play on Switch at the same time as the start of Season 8. That was there, they have a little fine print at the bottom of the trailers. So that was there. It wasn't in the US version of the trailer. It has since been removed from all trailers. So was this meant to be a shadow drop, like a stealth drop?
I can't imagine them putting that text there, like, mistakenly. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I agree. It seems
Nobody
real
accidentally
soon.
types that or places that there.
In a trailer or something. Yeah.
I mean, with the way that we are currently consuming game news and Twitter and stuff, like, it seems fine that people, I mean, it's definitely proven that people can just tweet out something and that gets the ball rolling, kind of like this viral marketing. But like, if it were me, I would want to like at least let people know, like, hey, you're going to be able to play Apex on Switch like at least a week or 2 ahead of time. Like, just to drop that the day the season drops, I feel like, I don't know. It's a free-to-play game, so I guess nobody's out of it.
They don't need to.
Yeah, they don't need
Right.
to. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning is heading to the Switch on March 16th. That got leaked.
Did it get leaked?
Mm-hmm. Didn't it get leaked?
Oh, I don't remember. But I just seen the trailer and I was surprised.
Never even heard of this game.
I
really?
bought it this year. It was the first time I ever played it.
Yeah, I bought it last year on Xbox, the Re-Reckoning part. But Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is a Western RPG that came around just before Skyrim. It was made by that game company from Rhode Island that has a bunch of...
Yeah, they've confirmed it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. But it should be in the vein of like Oblivion style RPG, kind of. More cartoony, I would say.
To me, it felt like, and the way that I
Dragon
described it,
Age-ish.
it felt like a single player, like World of Warcraft game, kind of.
Yeah, definitely like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. I just don't want to keep playing it. But I liked it on Xbox. I played it for a day or two. It was kind of
Gotcha.
cool. I enjoyed it.
It is cool. And there's supposed to be actually DLC or an expansion later this year too with it.
Yeah.
So they're making more for it. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do a sequel or something like that. With
I
this
could
game.
see like Fable being something like that, like Playground's Fable, like a multiplayer kind of, or like a single player game with multiplayer stuff, world or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could see it being like Kingdoms of Amalur. But yeah, it's good. I'm interested to see what the port looks like. But for those that haven't played it, like I think it's a quality release. It's worth checking out.
For sure.
Veteran Nintendo artist Takaya Imamura is retiring. He's best known as the graphic character designer for the Star Fox series, F-Zero series, and Majora's Mask.
This news just came out, and I'm like, sure, any other week we would probably not be talking about this. But good for him retiring. Ripe age of 54. I saw that. I'm like, you know what? Good for you.
Miyamoto's gonna be
Retiring.
like, what?
Enjoy the rest of his life. No, Miyamoto.
Miyamoto's like, I don't
Retiring?
understand retiring.
I read this is the guy who was behind Tingle's design.
Yes.
Legend.
Legendary.
Team Usher won. I mean,
That's what's up.
was there any doubt?
Was there any doubt,
Was there any
Rebecca?
doubt?
I was on Team Star, and I think I played like 4 matches.
We crushed. I got in with Sean, and we had a blast. And then I was playing the night before by myself with, or not by myself, but with Jack. We were playing kind of while we were watching a movie. We were trading the controller.
Nice. I was
Squid
playing
Game's
with
good.
Jason. I was playing Jason on Sunday. It was fun.
Rebecca,
Now I'm not going to play Splatoon again
yeah,
for
right.
a long time.
It's
Hopefully
like
not.
I remembered how much. So you guys remember, like I had the SD card issue.
Yes.
Remember that I
You
whatever
lost it.
I
You
lost
lost
it.
everything.
All your
yeah.
progress.
So I booted up the Splatoon Play Splatfest, and I was like level 2. And I was like, oh man,
No
that's
weapons.
so much of that time and everything went into it. But as I started playing, it kind of made me want to start playing it again. I'm not going to, but it made me want
such
to.
a good game.
Just makes me want to play a new one. It really does. I'm like, man, Splatoon is such a good game. I'd be
It
totally
is.
down to play something else. Rebecca,
They
what
keep
is this?
saying that- I was gonna say they keep saying it's the last Splatfest over and over and over, but I would not be surprised if they said, and in April we're gonna be doing another Splatfest. Really, guys, the last one this time.
I want a Splatoon Battle Royale.
That would be fun.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I really do. I was thinking
That'd
like
be
you
good.
could have like some world events that like randomly throw paint out to like help you traverse while you kill each other. That'd be really, really cool. Or like there were certain zones and stuff, certain sections, you know, like little puddles and pools and things like that. That'd be really neat. But that'd be fun.
They need new battle modes. I think that's just the thing for me. It's just the same thing. Really, it's just Salmon Run and Turf War
And I like Salmon Run, and I would play a lot more
Yeah.
Salmon Run if I could just play it whenever I wanted to. The fact that it's like on some weird rotation or whatever was like it just killed any. I don't have the time to schedule
about
out
this
when
game.
I'm going to play a mode. Like, what the hell are you doing? It's the dumbest thing.
Well,
Could you imagine
I
if
think
Warzone was only available every 5th day or whatever? What the hell are you doing?
I think they just were not confident in how like populated it would be, but I think after seeing like the
cares?
numbers for it, they should have changed it.
But
Clearly, there was enough popularity.
I see what you're saying, but who cares? Like, you made a game, turn the mode on. Like, what are you saving? Some server space?
No, not
I-
even.
I
Some
have no
costs?
idea what
Like, you're a
they're-
billion-dollar company. Who cares? Turn it on. Like, that's... like, I don't know of any other game that does that, where it's like, You know, like I know like Overwatch has like special events for like holidays. That's totally different. There's no game that's like, hey, this thing you want to play, you just can't. No.
Rocket League does it sometimes. They rotate special modes.
But those are
it's
special.
It's so many special modes.
Yeah, this
too.
isn't special. This is just the mode. Turn it on. I was so dumb. And like in, you know, like we could go on and on about the map rotation and everything else, but yeah, I want something else. And I do want some fun modes in Splatoon. I would like some team modes or some co-op modes, some fun sports modes or anything
Battle
like
of
that.
the Hill or something
Yeah,
like
just
that.
something to change it up a little, just to give you a little more variety. That'd be nice. Because, yeah, I mean, you do the campaign. A lot of people don't. I always do. I think they're really good. But after that, it's just Splatfest, right? Or at least
Pretty
for
much.
me. I've never really got into
Therefore, Splatfest.
There's like the one where you carry the totem around and stuff as a team. Like I never got into that.
Rainmaker.
Yeah, I never got into that.
So there was a discovery in the Retro Zelda community. I'm probably not going to do justice telling what this is, but I'll do my best. Basically, there was a dev cart for the game F-Zero X that was found for the Nintendo 64, and they dumped the cart and found that it originally held an early demo for Zelda 64, which turned into Ocarina of Time eventually. We knew about Zelda 64. We had some information about that. But this has way more information than was ever previously known. It had a demo for what was in 1997 Space World Show, was all found on the cart. So they're finding things that were presumably scrapped from Ocarina of Time, things like items, locations. There was, let me just go through kind of some of the things that they found on this cart. Like
one of the things I saw on Twitter is that Link could turn into Navi.
Yes, that was one of the things.
Crazy.
Things that there was a landmine item that was kind of like looked like Bowser's shell. There was some powers for the bow. Instead of calling Epona with the ocarina, there was originally a grass item, kind of like, do you remember in Twilight Princess where he blew into the grass? It looked kind of like
grass
that.
Whistle.
There were items for the ocarina that were like notes that went above his head that corresponded to each of the songs. Many more medallions that could be used, like the soul medallion you were just talking about would transform him into Navi, and you could kind of control Navi and fly around. The light medallion was originally supposed to be an attacking item that was similar to the light arrows. There was a dark medallion that would stop Link from being seen by enemies. So they just have all of this data that they found that was like this original demo for Zelda 64, a bunch of like what beta items looked like.
Ocarina's so good.
And it's not just like the item differences. They found like data that suggested a totally different story to the game as well. Originally, it was going to be Zelda would have had Link gather the spiritual stones while she researched how to get into the Temple of Time from the Royal Library.
Cool.
So at the beginning of the game would have had Link freeing fairies, including Navi from inside the Great Deku Tree. They were going to include inns for Link to stay at, like at places like Zora's Domain and Lon Lon Ranch. Gerudo bandits were supposed to roam Hyrule at night. And then the other significant part of this was that the first 3 dungeons were going to be tackled in any order. So you would have been able to do the Great Deku Tree, Dodongo's Cavern, and Jabu Jabu's Belly in any order. But all of that, I guess, was scrapped somewhere along the line. But I think it's pretty cool to see all this data kind of with the original demos and what was in the works, kind of see where it all came from. There's a bunch of old screenshots here of what was on the carts, and it's all there. So they're rebuilding this demo to
That's kind of crazy.
That's nuts.
quite even possibly make it playable.
Yeah,
They
I
make
don't
it
know if
stable.
they
That would-
re-released it.
actually
Like
ever happened,
we
but-
definitely got to play that.
Oh my gosh, Nintendo will take that down so fast. But I mean, people are
It'll
working
be
on
out
it.
on the
Like,
internet.
it's like, it's amazing to me that this stuff, like this was all just hidden in
Ocarina
a
of
cart,
Time Anniversary Edition.
from an F-Zero dev cart.
Yeah.
Like
That's so crazy.
this demo, like this has just been sitting like in a drawer for years.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Can you imagine just thinking about the development cycle of that game? How it just like you hear that about the demo and like what it came to be at now. It's
That's why I
just-
told you
It
that I.
sounds like they had all these ideas. Just there's so many limitations at the time they could not have included. All
I
of
see.
this.
That's
I
why I
see.
always. That's why I always bet on Zelda being delayed. That's like their super ambitious title. It always has been.
Yeah.
That's why this always happens.
Because they go way out
Yeah,
there.
remember
Yep,
like
yep, yep.
when they showed us like even the Wii U Zelda demo, like with the spider
Right.
and stuff, and then what that, and then like Breath of the Wild, what they showed us from first to what we actually got. Like this is always the case with them. Like it's kind of like their title, where they just like start brainstorming all these crazy
They
ideas.
just shoot the stars. I'm
Yeah,
sure
they really do.
they have brainstorm meetings. Like just think about anything you want.
Yeah,
And,
they really
and
do.
We'll try to construct that.
Yep. Try to implement it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was cool. I like seeing stuff like that. It reminds me of, wasn't it a couple months ago, kind of something sort of similar happened with Mario 64, and we got all those leaks. I like that kind of stuff.
It's fun. It's fun to. It's a shame that we don't get more. Like it'd be really, really cool to have like some interview developers and stuff talk about some of this stuff, like in some sort of podcast or written form that we could kind of go over. That'd be great.
because Nintendo, once they see people rebuilding this, they're just going to shut it down. But
Yeah.
you're right. What if there was a book? What if there was like a documentary on Netflix
Yeah.
or something where they just show us this? Like, I would pay money.
Yeah,
Like, don't
Yeah.
make people do all this work. Like, imagine how many more carts are sitting in drawers right now with all of this information about other games. You're right. They could monetize it, and like people want to hear about it. There's
yeah. You
interest.
could just do like a little YouTube documentary. You get like the no clip guys in or something, and
Right.
sit down with a few people and do some translations. Just give people an idea of what they were trying to do and who was there at the time, and that stuff is very popular now, and I would totally be down for it. And for whatever reason, Nintendo seems to have very little interest in doing that.
Yeah.
I think-
They're always closed up.
Especially young developers, will look at that and think this is cool,
Yes.
and want to pursue that.
Yep,
Any other news before we go on to questions?
not this week.
Okay,
Not really.
we have quite a lot of questions though, so we'll go as long as you let me. Chris, Super Nintendo Dad, wants to talk about Mario Kart Live. Do you think we'll get more racers?
No,
Thinks that he would want a total of 4.
I'm not sure if they're printing more of those games anymore. I don't.
I think that-
I haven't heard a peep about this game 2 days after it released.
yeah, pretty much.
And,
I mean,
and
is-
if you remember, there wasn't a whole lot about it like when it released. Like some reviews were late, not everybody got one. Like it was just kind of a thing that they put out.
Still think it's
And
a
then
big
the reviews
flaw.
coming out.
Yeah.
I still think it's a big flaw that they didn't include both Mario and Luigi in the same box.
Yep, it's too
That's
expensive.
The biggest
Yeah.
fault of that game.
It's just too expensive.
It is.
Ultimately, it's too expensive. Like this is too expensive for Nintendo to push.
Yeah, I don't
much.
see anybody buying extra kart racers, so why would they make them?
Yeah.
Especially because you can't use more, so why would you buy more?
Yep.
The Data Wizard wants to know, what third-party collection would you like to see on the Switch? He cites examples like Collection of Mana and the recent Resident Evil collections. He wants a Mother 1-2-3 deal. So do I, Data Wizard.
Metal Gear. I want the Vita
That's a good
Metal
one.
Gear collection on Switch.
Would you want a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake too with that?
I've always wanted a Metal Gear Solid
yeah,
1 remake.
1, 2, and 3, Peace Walker. That would be like
Just 1,
the
2, and
best.
3. 1 and 2.
Peace Walker's really
Just
good.
1 and
though.
2. I'll take those.
Peace Walker's really good. I would definitely love a Fallout collection on Switch. That would be pretty nice.
It's too ambitious.
What games?
We need
included?
too ambitious. Just Fallout 3 and New Vegas is fine by me. 4,
It's too
I
ambitious.
don't need it. I don't need it. 3 and New Vegas is fine.
I like GTA 3 and Vice City.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. A GTA collection would be cool.
And
Yeah,
Chinatown
I would
Wars.
probably get that. Yeah, and they could do that. Like that's, to me, like I think of that. That's a DS game. Like that's a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chinatown Wars, like up-resed, would be a lot of fun. That was a really good game.
I would play it.
And Dragon Age collection.
Yeah, Mother 1-2-3 is my answer as well, Data Wizard. Mitchell wants to know, what Nintendo game has the least appealing sound design? Okay, so he elaborates, it's not based on quality, more of character of the sound. So he says, while Mario Kart 8 has a better sound design, he likes the sounds of Double Dash and Wii. They have more character. Do you ever think about sound design in game?
Not
I have
unless it
no
goes out of its way to impress me. Like Call of Duty has incredible sound design. Last of Us has incredible sound design. And sound design's different than like soundtrack. Right, where like Ori has incredible sound, and like the music of Mario Kart 8 is amazing. But to be honest with you, in Nintendo games, I don't really think about sound design a lot. The only thing that even comes close is maybe Zelda games, and that's just because of how much I consume. But Breath of the Wild really strikes like a fancy when it comes to sound design. Just how much they use the little twinkles and piano diddles and stuff to highlight things in the world as you're passing by or moments. That's it's kind of impressive. Very, very. It's a nice touch. Something we didn't see a lot of.
No, I was thinking about Breath of the Wild too. Like, there's a lot of sound cues in that game. Like, even if you're not looking up at the sky, you can tell when there's a shooting star because you can hear the little jingle,
hear it and stuff.
things like that. Just environmental cues, I think, are really big in that game. Animal Crossing, I thought the same thing with the shooting stars. You can hear the little jingle before you even see it in most cases. Same with that game. Both of those games, I think, you can kind of hear the wind through the trees. Like, I like the environmental sound.
And you hear like the dragon's music. And you just learn to look up, like you just know it.
That's true.
Eventually as you're going through it. And there's a lot of that in Breath of the Wild, so much more than people probably take notice of.
I don't know about least appealing sound design, but I'm going to throw out there Luigi's Mansion 3.
That's a good one.
Oh, the sound design of that, the music, and also just the character sound design of Toad and Luigi just having their own like little reactions. And oh my, it's the cutest thing too with Mario and Peach because they just sound out their names and they have just reactions with each other. No, that one had a great sound design, I think.
I like those. I don't like Toad. I don't like his voice.
Oh, he is obnoxious in Luigi's Mansion.
Like him. I don't like his voice, and that's why I don't like him.
Well, you may not like Luigi's Mansion then.
Oh no!
He's all around.
No!
And he's just a scared little kid just running around everywhere.
Oh boy. Oh gosh. Okay. Christopher wants to know, do you think there's any chance they would remake the first Legend of Zelda in an expanded 3D format?
No.
There were a lot of comparisons to that when Breath of the Wild came out.
Yeah, I was going to say that's about as close as you're going to get to
that. I don't think we would either. I think at best we would get a remake of that game, but I don't even think we would get that.
I don't ever see a 2D going to 3D Zelda game, right? At all.
I don't see them remaking that game. I mean, it's just kind of like it's the first, it's the sacred one, and like there's not a whole lot there to be remade. It would be reimagined, right?
Yeah,
I think so, because I feel like any attempt to remake that just with flashier graphics would probably not do too well.
Right.
I think the series has come such a long way. I don't think
if you're reimagining and you're adding,
modern audience would like it.
Yeah, and if you're adding a bunch of new stuff to it, then it's no longer the first game; it's just a new game, and they're not going to do that.
I agree. Robert wants to know, do you have a favorite game guide? They have no modern equivalents today, but some used to add the game narrative and feature original art and showcase concept art.
I'm a guide guy. I've used guides a long time, and I think it's been my fancy with games like Zelda and Resident Evil. I really like these exploration games that have puzzles and stuff like that, and usually a lot of collectibles and hidden items and things like that. So I'm always looking for guides, or I kind of grew up using them. A lot of them were just too hard for me to figure out on my own. So I used to get guides a lot. I have the Zelda, art books that I think some of them have guides. I know at least one of them does. I do have my original guide for Wind Waker from like the 90s. Wow. I don't even know what it is. It's over there. I can see it. I can't read it. But I've had that forever. It's all like wrinkled and bent and creased and stuff like that. I've got bookmarks and tabs through it. I've just always kept it. But it's really just for certain kinds of games I'll pull out a guide for. I never used a guide for, I used the video guide a little bit on Ori. But most of the time, Zelda, Resident Evil, I think that's it. I'm trying to think if there's like another big game, but almost every Zelda and Resident Evil game that I get, I always look for the guide. Like I'm pre-ordering guides for those.
Same with the Zelda. We've always got them. My dad still prefers to use the physical guide rather than the internet. It's just
good for him.
easier for him. And he'll use it. He'll go through, find out what to do next, find out where to get all the heart pieces and whatnot. So we still have all of the Zelda guides, I think, going back to Majora's Mask. But I don't know. I'm the same way, Donnie. I think only those to me are worth getting anymore just for the sake of having them. I bought the Animal Crossing New Horizons guide. It's like this thick and it's really comprehensive. It has everything, but like it doesn't have a lot of the things that Robert's talking about, like the original art or like concepts or, you know, little bits and pieces of, you know, interesting things that I think used to be in guides back in the day. So it's a big paperweight. I don't really care about it.
I remember like the old Resident Evil stuff. We got they used to have like stat guides that would show you like how you could build up weapons and stuff and like how much damage they would do, and that was really useful information because the game just didn't tell you. You just figure it out on your own, right? But they would tell you, and like there's a lot of ways to, you know, like fudge the system, if you will. Like if you get certain equipment upgrades and things on certain guns can be better than guns you don't even think of. You can have like a handgun that's stronger than your shotgun if you don't know any better. You know, I think modernization with games has really taken that stuff away. Like the design today is so much more complex, you know, like all of it's kind of just
definitely.
Right. But back then, back in the 90s, like that felt like a bigger part of it.
Yeah, I definitely don't get guides now. I think the only guide I've gotten of recent is Breath of the Wild, and I don't open that really. But the guide I remember is the Pokemon guides. I had the Ruby and Sapphire and also the Fire Red and Leaf Green guides, and just know what each area is, and it showed you exactly, okay, these are the Pokemon are in this area.
Yeah, I like knowing that.
That
too.
was useful.
Yeah, common, rare, very rare, or something like that. This Pokemon is in Ruby, this Pokemon's in Sapphire. I remember in elementary school where I just like during lunch breaks or like during like bathroom breaks, I would bring that thing with me and just open it up and like talk with my friends about it. And it's just like that's huge nostalgia for me is game guides, Pokemon game guides, definitely.
I almost feel like walkthroughs are now obsolete because of the internet.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
wish
they really
I wish that these companies would lean more into, you know, putting out the guides that have like more of the narrative and the lore and the art and whatnot. And some do, I guess. We just don't see it as much.
Didn't Breath of the Wild's guide have that?
I think it might have.
I think they got some stuff in
it's
there.
a very big, it's a thick
Yeah, it's a
boy.
big-
Yeah, and it came with like a full map. I remember using the map. I have a picture of Jack sitting with all the amiibo on one side and the map spread out to his left, and just sitting there because he would watch me play, and I would have my amiibo out in the map and stuff, especially early on before I like really knew where I was doing. And then I remember looking at that guide a few times for some of the shrines, or more than a few shrines.
sure.
And there I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed
to
to
get
do
them.
here.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yep.
So.
Yes. All right. Kyle the Pug specifically mentioned that this question is for all of us, not just me. Which Animal Crossing New Horizons villager do you see yourself as?
This question is not for me.
I have no
He
idea.
specifically said Garrett and Donnie must answer.
No. I refuse. I have no idea, Kyle.
What villager would Donnie be? Hold on.
There we
Garrett.
go.
I'm going to look up a list.
Well,
Garrett, you
he's-
say your answer.
I will
mean-
take Rebecca's answer.
I actually tried to open up a villager list, and literally I was scrolling, and I was still in the A's, and I'm like, no, I'm
No
not
mercy.
gonna go
All
through
right.
all these villagers.
We're gonna get this for
Is there a villager generator website where you could just press a button and
probably a quiz that tells you what
oh, that would be cool, personality quiz.
What Animal Crossing village are you?
villager are you?
Let's see here.
Ooh, you
It's on
could be
Twinfinite.
Kurt. Maybe you could be Kurt. Ooh, that's my website.
Did you write this?
Probably not. I don't know.
All right, let's see here.
You would be Kurt, I think. Go look up a picture of Kurt Animal Crossing.
Kurt.
Yeah, that's Donnie.
Avoid people and social interaction. Was my answer to the first question.
Well, I already decided that you're going to be a cranky villager.
I was gonna be cranky too, I think.
What in the hell?
You could be,
You're definitely Kurt.
or you could be Vic. Type in Vic.
Vic.
He's like a bull with horns and like. You could be. I don't know.
This question says, what is your pet peeve? And I think the answer that I'm going to give is having to do anything.
Yep, you're definitely a cranky villager.
How would my friends
Oh.
describe me? Okay, you guys answer this one. Am I cheery and upbeat?
No.
Not
Am
right
I
now.
relaxed and laid back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I helpful but too honest?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Am I neutral and level-headed?
No.
No.
The first one.
Logical and tactical?
I mean, you
That's
can.
Garrett.
The other one.
Yeah.
Helpful but too honest?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. I feel like I can do this. Comfy hoodie and jeans. How long is this thing? This
I
is
would
not good
probably be one of
podcasting.
the snooty villagers,
The snooty
like
one.
Whitney, or oh no, who are you?
This one says, "What's your favorite hobby?" And one of the answers is criticizing.
No, that's totally.
Oh my god,
That's the one I've picked.
Go ahead.
What is with
I bet you-
exercising? Is exercising such a huge deal in Animal Crossing? There's 1,000 exercising questions.
a lot of the villagers are jocks, and they like
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
I'm
aren't
just
there
gonna
any
pick through this.
Ooh, I could be Blair. She's like a little squirrel. I could be. I don't know. Portia. She's a cute little dog.
How long is this damn quiz?
Is it to infinite? It's probably 10 questions.
It's really long. Dream job. Okay, I think this is the end. A job not involving teamwork. I'm lucky. Your Animal Crossing twin is lucky.
Lucky! Oh my god, Lucky
You like
has
to
a little
chill at home
bandage.
with some good snacks most of the time. You prefer
Yeah.
not to go out and engage. Friends
Because
love
you love
coming to you for
Halloween.
advice on the latest and greatest games, movies, and food delivery places.
He's the one that's
Sure.
like a mummy for Halloween, and you love Halloween, so you're lucky. It's perfect.
Oh, you're definitely
Boom.
lucky.
Done,
Boo.
Kyle. Lucky. I'm lucky the Animal Crossing villager dog guy.
I'll be Vivian the wolf because she's snooty and cute.
Kyle
Sounds
says,
good.
"What have I done to this show?" I'm sure that was an amazing 10 minutes of audio.
And then Garrett, are you Raymond?
Sure, I'm Raymond.
All right, because
Raymond.
Raymond has
I got the hair
smart
going.
glasses and whatnot.
Yeah, I got the glasses going.
All right.
Looking up Raymond.
West 3DP wants.
That's spot on.
No joke.
Where was I? West 3DP wants to know. I think the first part of the question was for me as a first timer. What was your favorite Mario game of the 3D All Stars? I really liked 64 probably a lot, but I think out of all of them, Galaxy was the most fun to play.
I agree.
And then he also wanted to know, Garrett and Donnie, your opinions as returning fans.
I dropped at 64. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play another game.
Cool
I think
art.
I'm good. Cool art. I'm just gonna play another game now.
I really,
I'll play
really
Atelier
enjoyed
Ryza.
playing Galaxy. Galaxy is so good, and it's really,
Galaxy's
really
really
pretty on the
I didn't
Switch.
even think I would like Galaxy.
The
It was
HD remaster is fantastic.
Yep. Kevin wants to know, what is your worst purchase in terms of video games? Do you regret it?
Deadly
I-
Premonition 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
I regret many video game purchases. I don't know.
Yeah. That's the best thing about Game Pass. You know,
That's
especially
true.
like with the indie stuff. That's why I've always wanted Nintendo to do like a Game Pass for indies, because a lot of indie games, it can be hard to, like, if you play a lot of them, $20 a pop, you can get one that you really don't like. You know, it kind of stings. You're like, oh,
It's like, come on.
you know, but with Game Pass, it's like, I have no, you know, I'm already paying for it, so I can play it. And if I don't like it, it's like this weird thing, because I didn't buy every one of them individually. If I don't like it, it's fine. It totally
really fun,
just
yeah.
rolls off this, like I don't care. I'm like, okay, don't like that one. You know, whereas if I bought it, it kind of leaves a bad taste. I want to tell people about it.
I don't know if it has it on the Xbox feature, but on the Xbox Game Pass for PC, there's a button that says "Surprise Me," and so
Yeah.
you press the
Oh,
button.
really?
Yep.
And just
And
give you something random?
It just
Yeah,
shuffles a
it-
game into you.
and yesterday morning, I was like, I shuffled a little bit. I'm like, I just downloaded 2 smaller, lesser known games I never knew was on Game Pass. They're like, these look cool, and they're also on Switch too. It's like that's kind of cool. I'll play these on PC and see how they do.
The same exact thing rang true for Apple Arcade. I downloaded 50 games in Apple Arcade, and I only liked 20 of them. But it didn't
Right.
matter because I liked 20 of them. 20 of them I liked. And the ones I didn't like, don't even remember what they were. Don't care because I didn't buy them all individually.
Exactly.
You know, if I
Yeah.
had bought them all, I would have, been a little more upset. Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say there's anything that's like a huge regret, but I returned Mario Tennis Aces. I
Oh, wow.
returned Bomberman.
Yeah.
do that.
I gave that a 40. The
Oh.
day that it released, I gave it a 40.
Well, I bought it on release day because I'm like, I need
Same.
more to play than just Zelda. So I bought
And
Zelda,
then you played Breath of the Wild for a year.
Bomberman, Snipper Clips, and Just Dance. And I liked all of them except for Bomberman.
Same.
Brendan wants to know, we are coming close to the 4-year anniversary of the Switch launch. Wow. What is the best first party, third party indie game, third party and indie game for each year? We can just do
Ooh.
overall, unless you want to do
I
each
know,
year.
right?
I can't remember what came out each year.
Okay. Breath of the
and your
Wild
favorite
for the
free
year
to
that
play.
it came out, 2017, right?
Yeah, sure. 2017, yeah.
What year did Luigi's Mansion come out?
2019.
So that's my answer for 2019.
Or wait, yeah, 2019. Yeah.
So I need one for
2018 and
2020.
2020. Whoa, 2020.
2020 might be
Calamity?
the hardest one to
Or
do.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
I wouldn't pick it, but sure, I'll go with it.
Yeah. And
I
then,
can't remember what came out in 2018.
yeah.
Because Odyssey came out 2017 too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Fire Emblem Three Houses
Smash
2019.
came out.
Smash,
Smash
Splatoon
2018.
2,
That is my favorite, though.
Let's Go.
I probably put the most hours that year into Let's Go.
Probably Smash for me.
Third parties?
There's a lot that I like in there.
Octopath came out in 18.
I didn't play that.
Yeah, I never did either.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, I'd probably vote Smash, even though I just don't do Smash. Like, it's kind of hard not to, like, for the same reason that I would vote for
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. It's hard not to give it its recognition in Time in the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the indies.
Yeah,
Oof.
any indies.
Uh,
Sports Story.
Sports
sure.
Story. The year it came out, was it 20?
Wargroove.
I don't know when.
Was
I don't
it-
know when Sports Story released.
2017,
17?
I thought, or 18.
Golf Story. You made me type in.
Was that
Oh, sorry, Golf Story.
a Golf Story? you were talking
2017.
2017, yeah, it was an early game. I remember that.
about? Stardew Valley 2017?
It was 2018.
Was it?
I think so.
What year was Undertale? Was that 2018?
Undertale was much later for Switch, I thought.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what? I'll just say this: when I think of indies, my favorite indies on Switch, I immediately think of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Katana Zero, Golf Story, Hollow Knight. So pick from there for me.
Blossom Tales was one of those years. I think that was 2018, maybe.
Celeste was a very highly thought of game when it came out.
Wargroove
Hades,
is one of my
Hades
favorite
now.
tactical
People love
RPGs.
Hades.
What's your favorite free-to-play game on Switch?
I played
Fortnite.
Rogue Company for a hot minute on Switch.
Fortnite.
It was pretty good.
Now I can say my answer is Rocket League because even though I paid for that game at the time, it is now free to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely Fortnite. If Fortnite didn't come to Switch, I don't know how much Jack would have stuck with it. And if Jack didn't stick with it, I definitely wouldn't have. But I don't play nearly as much as Jack, but I still play it. For a game that's been out as long as it has from the time that I've originally played to still playing it is impressive. We logged in the other day and I realized we have like 50 outfits. I was like, this is way too damn much money we've put into this damn thing. But yeah, definitely Fortnite.
Awesome. All right. Where are we? Okay, this is a question for me. Zelda Gift World wanted to know, we've seen Rebecca play a Zelda and an Earthbound song on the piano. What is your history with the piano, and do you plan to play any more gaming songs?
Ori.
Oh, Ori has a lot of good songs. So I played the piano from age 7 to 17-ish. I took lessons all those years, and then I stopped. And so I haven't really played piano for the past 10-ish years. But I like the piano, and I think I would have liked it more if I had played video game songs growing up. So I want to play more gaming songs. I want to get back into it. It'll take some time to get back into it, but yeah, there's a lot of good gaming soundtracks. So many good things from like Chrono Trigger and Undertale, and yeah, now Ori. Like so many good songs. I need to start easy though, because it's hard to get back into it after 10 years.
Ori is absolutely one of my favorite soundtracks.
Yeah,
it's a big part of it. Both of them.
The menu theme gets stuck in my head a lot.
Both of them are so damn good. You know, free to play game, Pokemon Quest.
Sure.
Oh,
I played the mess out of the game. I played way more
Really?
than that game had any business being played. I really got into it for like 2 weeks.
I don't think I ever downloaded that one, but I remember you getting really into it.
I put
Played a
money
little
into
bit.
it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were digging it.
nice. Elias wants to know, what game are you looking forward to most in the year 2030, and why is it Metroid Prime 4?
It's sad but true.
I get it.
By the time Metroid Prime 4 comes out, like Nintendo won't have a system capable of running it. They'll have like gone to like the Retro Pocket 2. Like they're going the other direction. Everybody's like 4K everything. Nintendo's like, you know what would be really good? Let's go back to 16-bit. Let's go
I'd be
back.
down with that.
Let's go back to go forward.
I would
right?
be very happy.
Tiniest screen ever.
Yeah. They're just
I
going
like
to be
that.
like, they're going to show up like this Unreal, a Metroid Prime 4 on Unreal 5. And they're like, yeah, we need you to demake this now.
It's like how cell phones, like you think about cell phones, they started so big, then they were getting smaller, smaller. Now they're going back and getting bigger.
Yeah,
again.
they were really tiny for a second. You remember like this big?
Yeah. it's
And now
super
people
tiny.
want the bigger screen. Like things, it comes and goes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Elias. Matt wants to know our favorite Joy-Con color pairing to this date. His is whichever set doesn't have a drifting Joy-Con.
To do. They're being sued in Canada for this again.
Oh, wow.
So the class action lawsuits
Another
keep
country.
coming. Yeah.
And they're still not going to change a thing, are they?
Not a damn thing because they're
Oh,
not going to
no,
lose.
They're going to hire their lawyers and be
Yeah,
fine.
they're not going to lose.
And
That's
even
the
if
thing.
they do lose, it's pennies to them.
Yeah. My favorite Joy-Con pairing is purple and green.
Cool.
Nice. I like the Animal Crossing, the little pastel set with the light green and the tealish that it is, the light blue.
I like how much I sold those for.
I've been using my pink set a lot too because I've actually been having problems with my pastel set where did I talk about this already? They slide out, like they don't lock.
Oh,
in.
yeah, you did. Yeah, they don't click in.
And I haven't done anything about it. You guys told me I could buy a kit.
Probably have to replace the locking mechanism.
So annoying. So
That
I've
is
just been
very
using my
annoying.
pink
So when you
set.
slide them in, does the Switch still recognize it? Do you still get the snap sound?
It's just if I'm getting really into a game and
Right.
I like push a little bit too hard.
Like if you turn it upside down, do they fall off?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so whenever
That's
you
good.
apply some force there.
You know, you
It
just
just
get like
doesn't
some
lock.
duct tape. Just kind of put it over the side.
Some
I
engine.
don't know.
There we go. The
I don't
best
You know what you
option.
need?
They might just be pretty from now on.
The Split Pad Pros.
There we
I
go.
don't need the
That
split
was-
pad
That was
Pro.
going to be my answer
I've been-
for my
I don't
favorite
need
Joy-Con
it. I
pairing.
like-
I've been converted. They're so good.
They're
They're
so
ridiculous. It's
good.
ridiculous when you hold it. And like, there's a part of me that doesn't want other people to see me playing this thing. But
Yeah,
like,
it's so embarrassing.
Because they're ugly.
when you don't play with them, you miss them. It's
I just
good.
feel
really
like my
do.
hands will be so far apart and I'll be playing games like this.
It's like
It's not a
it's-
ring
I'll be like
fit.
driving a bus.
It's not a ring fit.
it's not like you're stretching. Jeez.
But yeah, definitely those Split Pad Pros are nice.
Yeah, I don't have any other Joy-Con colors because I was like, this is a waste of money to
I'm
me.
gonna have
'cause
new
I just-
Joy-Con soon.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah,
They
Split
don't
Pad
have-
Pros.
They
is
don't
my
have
favorite.
HD Rumble, Mitchell says.
They
So?
don't have HD Rumble. Or
What game
gyroscope,
has
but
HD Rumble?
Who
Well, I don't-
cares? Who
I'm not
cares?
so big on the HD Rumble, but the motion control I care about.
Yeah, it does have motion control. So,
But what
I mean,
game has HD Rumble?
Okay, I'm talking
1-2
about
switch.
now.
He's like the
all
controllers don't
little-
support it. It's like neither do the games.
Vibrations. Ori has some of the vibrations.
Luigi's Mansion 3 has
Does,
some.
yeah.
So I get that, but like 99% of the games I play on Switch, which are like JRPGs, it's just like it doesn't matter for me, really.
Yeah.
Our last question, just to sum everything up, I guess, the Data Wizard had another question. Out of everything that's been rumored and or announced, what excites you the most?
Mario Golf.
Oh yeah, definitely for you.
I had a friend that listened to the show on another Discord, and he was like, "Donnie, none of that stuff's coming out."
What?
So he didn't
Why
like
isn't
my. He didn't like
I
my.
feel like
I guess
you're
my
confident.
my
Your
platform.
excitement?
My platform. He
Your
was just like
platform of
after
what?
he was like the year that they've had plus COVID. He's like, "There's no way they're gonna have that much software coming out." I don't want to say I felt confident, but I feel good that. And this is actually my argument to him. I was like, okay, because he was like, Bayonetta and Mario Golf aren't coming. He doesn't think Mario Golf's coming. I do, but I was like, even if you cut those out, right? If you're still saying we get Pokemon and Zelda ports, and a Mario
Donkey
port
Kong,
and
Mario
some
plus
other
Rabbids.
AAA or some other AA first party
Yeah.
game or two, that's a really strong year. Just that alone. I mean, and it's really just kind of ballooned. It's inflated by Zelda and Pokemon ports, because at least the Pokemon ports will be new. There will be people with the Zelda ports that are like, I already have those. I don't need those again. But I think they're going to have new games. I mean, they're going to. I don't think they're going to.
Games.
Yeah, they have
Right?
to. They're going to have. Yeah, they're going to have to.
At the end of the day, like December 31st, we're going to be having a podcast and we're going to be talking about the games that came out in 2021, and there will be games.
Yeah.
So there's a
Oh,
good
the
chance.
Metroid idea. He also was like, that's not going to happen. Which yeah.
Okay, sure.
What was your Metroid idea?
I believe I am choosing to have faith and hope in this rumor that Mercury Steam's working on a 2D Metroid game.
Which is totally believable.
It might be Samus Returns. It might be a new game. I think it's totally believable as well.
Yeah.
And I think a smaller 2D Metroid game could be a AA type of release.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, no, I think this is going to be a strong year for Switch. I think they have to. What are they going to do? They didn't launch a new system. And even if they have a Switch Pro, it's not going to be until later. And it's still like they've got momentum, and their momentum, you need to capitalize on selling games. Doug Bowser said as much. We have people buying consoles, and those people buy games. So what do you need to do? Give them games to buy lots of games. This is what Nintendo does. I don't think this is
Bulk of their sale money comes from the games.
exactly. That's a lot of their revenue.
100%.
I don't think I'm stretching a yarn here. I think I'm just looking in the past. When Nintendo has a seller, a 3DS seller, a DS seller, a Wii seller, when they have a seller, they pump out software, a lot of it, all the time. So I expect them that this year they will get back on track, and they will have a really, really good year. I'm expecting at least 7 high-profile exclusives. I think that's kind of like the over/under, because he was saying I didn't count them all, but if you were counting them individually, so it's like we have like a Zelda port, Pokemon ports, some AAA or some AA game. I keep calling them AA games. I think between Metroid, Donkey Kong, Kirby, right, WarioWare, like you just take those kind of games. I think we're getting 2 of those type of games, at least 2. There'll be 2 of those games. Pikmin, something like that. We're gonna get 2 of those. I said Mario Rabbids. He's like, that's also not coming. He was just shooting down everything.
Come on.
Like,
He made me feel bad.
not every single thing we talked about is absolutely surely going to happen, but I mean,
it's
I
all
think these are
speculation.
realistic guesses of like some of these could happen.
Yeah.
Something's
sound
gonna
like-
happen. Why not those?
It sounds like you just want to just drop everything.
No, I didn't take it antagonistic, but his point was like, he just thought a lot of it was just hoping. He was like, you're just hoping. There's not a whole lot to go off of. And my only thing that you're right, but what is anybody? It's not. I didn't claim to know what. I don't claim to have an uncle that works at Nintendo.
But I
I'm
do.
just going off of history and timelines. Look what everybody else is doing. It's time for Camelot to show a new game. Unless COVID just destroyed them and they can't, they should have a game ready.
Yeah.
And it should be Mario Golf. Mario Golf should be ready to go. I don't believe it for a second that Ubisoft is not going to do Mario Rabbids 2. Mario Rabbids was too
silly
successful.
for them not to.
It
Yeah.
sold too well. They will absolutely. I don't care if it's like a Mario Rabbids 2.5, like a DX version, right? Where it's like basically the same thing with a slightly different story. That'll still
totally
sell.
fine with that, yeah.
It's sold too well for them not to do it. So I expect some of these games to come out. And I think there'll be a Kirby game or a Metroid game or a Donkey Kong game or a Pikmin game or 2 of those. You throw in with Mario Golf and some Zelda ports and some Pokemon ports, and Pokemon's going to have some spin-off game that they're going to throw out. They always do. And you add it to Snap, and you add it to Bravely, and you add it to Monster Hunter. This is a strong year.
It's
And
gonna be
that's
a very strong year, I think.
a big part of the reason where I kept saying like 10 or 12, like we already know that we have 4 or 5. 4 or 5 are already dated. Monster Hunter, Pokemon Snap, Persona Strikers,
only the
Bravely
first
Default
half of the
2.
year.
Those are
You got-
big games, in my opinion.
This year,
Traditionally, the first half of the year for Nintendo is the slow
Slow
half of the
part.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And heaven, if Breath of the Wild is really this year, if Breath of the Wild 2, close up shop. They did it. I don't think it is, but if it is, boom. You win. You did it. Yeah. I think Nintendo stands strong on their software this year. I can already see the quote, right? They're going to announce they're going to have a direct or whatever they're going to do. They're going to announce it, and people are going to be like, how do you compete with the PS5 and the Xbox? And what are they going to say? We've got a Zelda game and a Pokemon game and a Mario game, and they're going to sell more than all those things are.
Nintendo Switch has games.
That's it. I can already
That's
see
all they
it.
need. That's all they need.
Yeah, it's all they need.
Breath of the Wild 2 will always be the number one most excited thing for me right now. It doesn't matter what else. So that's number one for me. Of what's actually coming out soon, man, Pokemon Snap. I have such nervous feelings about that game though, but I'm still excited either way. And then as for rumored games, I really want to play Diamond and Pearl later this year.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Yeah.
That
Are
would
you
be
going to play No More Heroes with me?
I need to play the first one still. I have it
I won't. I'm sorry.
on Switch.
Not for me.
No.
Yeah, so for me, the most exciting thing for me is actually a Switch Pro. I actually do want to see what this thing, just not even getting it, but the announcement. I'm just so curious what this thing is going to be because we've speculated so much. We've seen all the rumors.
It's going to be the new Nintendo Switch that can play 64 games.
Finally.
Exclusive Nintendo 64 games.
Even though my
I know
retro-
what you're saying, because I feel like the Nintendo community, at least in the online Twitter sphere, has
Yeah.
been so dry lately. It's been so dead. I feel like people are just not excited right now. And an
Yeah.
announcement like that would really get people excited again.
Get me going.
For sure. And then I guess my most excited announced game right now, it's actually a split, guys. Bravely Default 2 and Persona 5 Strikers is it's going to be a rough February. And then Monster Hunter Rise a month later.
As a year, you're sitting pretty here.
I'm going to be sitting pretty for the rest of the year with those 3 games.
We didn't even say Mario 3D World, and I'm not because it's a
Oh,
port.
I pre-ordered that thing too.
But for you guys, it's not a port, right?
I mean, is it going to be a brand new game for me? Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's yeah, so many games.
I can't wait. I'm ecstatic to play 3D World again. So like I said, we already have 5 or 6 really good titles, AAA titles, that we'll be thinking back on. And we already have them. They're already dated and coming out soon. And I expect that we'll have 5 to 7 more.
And it's a fantastic JRPG year for Switch. You got also Ys 9. You also got Disgaea 6.
Oh, there's going to be ports of third parties that we don't know about.
Disgaea 6 is a Switch exclusive.
Oh, actually,
in the West.
We know that the EA stuff is coming out, and that Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville game was leaked.
Oh, really?
So that's coming.
That's good.
Which, I think when they said, you remember they said they had those unannounced games? Remember I told you I thought that'd be one of them?
Yeah, there was a number of... Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to have some games. We know Apex is coming. There'll be third-party ports that we don't know about that pop up.
Yeah.
Like the BioShocks, like the type of stuff. I imagine there's
going to be so many.
There's 1 or 2 out there that we don't know about that they're just waiting to drop on us. Hope it's GTA. I'm going to keep saying it. It's the anniversary. Put GTA 3, Vice City on Switch.
Has Rockstar put any games on Switch?
Nope. No, that's not true. They did, what the hell was the name of that game that I hated? The detective game.
Oh, LA Noire?
The remaster one they put on Switch.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
LA Noire, yeah.
And that game had no business being on Switch.
I saw that gameplay. I'm like, no, I think I'm good.
I think maybe some people out there are like, those games are so old, Donnie. Why do you keep bringing it up? But I'm telling you, if this comes true and GTA 3 and Vice City come on Switch, that's going to be a news story.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a thing. People are going to start playing it. You can play it on the go, which you can already do now on your phone, but we all know it's not the same. It's not the same when you have controllers, dedicated handheld gaming thing. People are
I can
like
imagine 3 and Vice City being out with the Switch if they're doing a remake for the consoles and PC. So maybe I just don't believe it would be with the mobile ports though.
The mobile ports are fantastic though.
Yeah,
they're really good.
I know.
No. I don't think. Do you know? I have it on my Chromebook. I have the Android version on my Chromebook, and it runs incredibly well, like 120 frames. at 1080p. Like it's
That's really
it's
good,
extremely well optimized. If they just take that game, put Switch controls on it, and put it on Switch, I'm telling you, it'd be excellent. It's an excellent game. It's an excellent
They can
version
even-
of that game.
And they don't even have to do that themselves.
Oh God, they do that in a weekend
I know, right?
because it is Android based. It is already on Android.
Give it
The
to an
Shield
anchor.
is Android based. Like it is already
Yeah.
there. That's why, I've been thinking that I'm ahead of the curve on this one. And I'm probably just going to be like completely wrong on this for 7 years. But that's why every year we do predictions, I keep bringing it up. Because I can't imagine that they won't put it out here because it's going to sell. You cannot tell me that they can't sell 1 million copies of GT on Switch.
I think you just got to send a letter to Rockstar at this point.
Grand
It's
Theft
like,
Auto,
why?
do you see how popular Grand Theft Auto? They've sold like 140
I
million
know.
copies of GTA 5.
It's an obnoxious number of sales, yes.
Excellent game besides like the ones that are pack-ins.
I think it's more than those.
Yeah,
Packet.
Like-
actually, people buy GTA 5 copies just to get the
If
packet.
you combine all
To
of the
get the
platforms,
currency.
right?
Hang on.
No, individually too. It's like crazy.
Yeah, they sold more copies of GTA 5 than last gen sold consoles, I think.
I remember I always look like what are the best-selling games of the past month, and it's still always
Yeah.
up there. Like who's still
I-
buying this game?
I think it's like it's in like the top 5 games.
This was at
sold
May.
of all time
This
or
was
something
in
like
May. So this is almost a year old. It topped 130 million units in May.
Wow.
That's
That's a lot.
insane. They've
Yeah.
sold more copies of that game than they sold DS's.
that. Yeah,
And like we're talking about Animal Crossing sold 30 million copies.
and that's a smashing.
It's
success.
That was a
sold
deal.
130 million copies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
port GTA 3 over to Switch and like it's their anniversary this year. Put it out. It'll sell 1 million copies. Bar none. I absolutely know it would. At least 1 million, for sure. And if you did it at like $20,
I'd be there.
it's $200 million.
I would
It
pay
would not be $20.
30. It's probably what
I
it's
was
gonna-
thinking 20 because on mobile,
Which game?
they're like $5.99.
Which game?
that's a mobile
GTA
thing.
3 and GTA Vice City. And you could do San Andreas as well. Because it's
Packing all
also
together.
mobile. They've mobile all those games.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, I think most people would. Get excited. I'm going to will it into existence. If I just scream
Good.
it loud enough, maybe Jeff Grubb will tweet about it and somebody at Rockstar will be like, oh, yeah. I don't think they've realized they could do it yet.
I've been
That's what I
willing
was saying.
things
Send a
into
letter to
existence
them.
with tweets, so I should tweet about it and it'll will it into existence.
Yes.
I did it
Exactly.
with Pokemon Snap, and I did it with what else did I do with? News. I just said I want more news, and then Nintendo was like, "Okay, Bowser's Fury."
Pretty much.
We have news coming out today. Well, you were just an insider. You played your hand. Like we all
Oh
kind of.
yeah, yeah.
well, kind of-
Don't tell people that.
Who's your source?
Secret.
Was that wraps up our question block?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for us this week in the show, which we did good on time. Gave you
We did.
your,
We
your
ended up
roughly your
killing
90
it.
minutes. So there you go. Got that, Koopalings. We'll be back next week. Are you guys picking up anything? Is there anything coming out next week?
Atelier Ryza 2, your Go 2.0 is
It's
coming out.
finally coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out next Tuesday. I'm not gonna buy it since I still need to finish the first one, but
I did see a tweet today that confirmed that game will have DLC bathing suits.
yes, DLC bathing suits.
And I was like, that's why
Great.
Garrett likes it.
I mean, as anyone that buys this game, that's why they. I mean,
Hey, man,
really?
I'm all about, like, you got to get that summertime DLC for Fire Emblem.
Guys, it's the mechanics, okay? It's the crafting. But I'm being serious. The game is good. The first game is good, but I'm gonna wait on the second one
Nice.
for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I loathe the day where I have to hear about it all over again.
When
It'll
we're
be later
talking
this
about
year.
the third game coming out.
Hey, what was that? The free to play game that you got all into on PlayStation and PC this year?
Genshin Impact.
When's that coming to Switch? That'll be the Switch this year too.
They haven't announced it yet.
But it's coming to Switch.
They say it's coming to Switch, but it hasn't been like. There's no announcement trailer or anything like that for it yet.
And Rebecca, I saw your tweet remembering that MLB The Show could be coming to Switch.
So yeah,
Could be.
it's no longer going to be exclusive to PlayStation.
Right.
So this is very odd because normally they would have announced the next, like this year is the show at the end of the previous year, and they said that they're going to be announcing the next one early 2021, like within the first month, and we have a week left of the first month, so we should be getting an announcement soon. I feel like probably pandemic stuff might make it harder for them to bring to other consoles this year, but it's definitely possible. Both Nintendo and Xbox Twitter accounts pointed out, like they made a tweet about it, so definitely possible.
Last year's game, they had like that retro mode. I just want that on Switch. I'll literally just buy the retro mode. Just that. Just get rid of everything else and just give me that, and I will pay you for it.
It would be nice.
And then you have
Jabo said Genshin Impact's March 26th.
Boom.
Really?
And then you've got RBI Baseball. That hit. They got a date today. So
I will not ever buy RBI Baseball.
It's not very good. It's not awful, but it's not very good either.
It's not good. I got one of them for the Switch, and I couldn't even finish a whole game because it would crash.
Oh, really? I've gotten two of them, and I've never had a crash. That's
I think
rough.
it was 2017 version. Yeah, I couldn't get through a whole game.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I want Power Pro Baseball to come back. I love Power Pros. I still haven't got Super Mega Baseball 3. Keep waiting on a sale.
I might get it like
it's $45. They had the end of the year sale and it didn't come down $1. It's still $45. Every time that Nintendo's like, we have a sale, I go and I check it out. Oh, I wanted to talk about something. Completely forgot until now.
They have like
Keep on going, man.
Opener sale. Maybe I would buy it.
I completely forgot to talk about this. I'm really enjoying the Switch eShop on the website. Have you guys been getting emails about games on your wish list that are going on sale?
Yeah.
Is that a new thing?
No, that's not a new thing.
I just started getting them.
Really?
No,
And I don't know what's happened.
I always get emails about that.
Yeah.
Do you see how they've worked your wish list into the website now? Like it's always there?
I haven't seen the specific wish list, but the website site is actually pretty nice. I like the sales part of it.
Yeah, when you go to Nintendo.com, your wish list is at the top, right next to your account. Your wish list is there.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
and when you go to any of the store pages, like the wish list is also, it's like all ingrained around your wish list. So I in the past few weeks or month, I've just really noticed, like when they had the big sale, I got like 4 emails about games that were on my wish list that were on sale. That's why I bought Mutant Football League, because it was like, hey, this game you have on your wish list is on sale now. I'm like, that's cool.
wow, they actually made it convenient.
Yeah, and then I go to the website and I'm like, my wish list is right here. I don't have to dive into menus or anything to find it. It's just there.
I feel like that needs to be implemented onto the actual Switch.
Switch store is
The Switch eShop is not very good. Yeah.
It just went.
I don't even use it anymore. I just go. I've almost exclusively bought everything through the website.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I've been on the eShop.
I claim all my codes.
I just search specific games on there, and I know exactly where to buy.
I do that. I mean, like browsing the eShop.
I usually go through the eShop and I'll like go to like the coming soon tab, and just click to see if there's anything that like catches a fancy or anything like that. But no, the online experience, at least at Nintendo.com, has gotten very good, and I wanted to bring it up. I like it. Good kudos to Nintendo. Who would have thought they came up with a good website? So anyway, all right, that's going to do it for us this week, Kooplings. We'll catch you next week. Good night.
Bye-bye.